So guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Stratton Top Farm. So today guys, I decided to start up with this farm for a bit of a change. So as you can see in front of us here we have our County 1474. She was ploughing a few days last week, but as the weather didn't changed and there was a lot of rain, the ground got so wet that it was nearly impossible to plough. It just went into muck. And even with the 4-wheel drive and everything like that, it was horrible to try and plough. So we're going to let it try and dry up a little bit before we do it again. Outside we have our roller here. Tom was using it last week to roll a few of our fields, our paddocks, and now he's just dropped it off as he's come back to his farm with his John Deere. We'll be over at his farm later on. So as you see, the cow herd are pretty happy. We're just after coming through with the dye feeder. They're happy enough. Back to the main farm. So as you can see, the 135 is still here in the shed. We have our Marshall trailer. We were using it last week to haul grain to that shed. I can't show you the grain because just keep the weather off it. But it'll be open when we're making our mixed ration with the dye feeder later on this evening. We have our Marshall 100 in there. She's just parked up in that shed. Side split. We have our old combine. Yeah, it's better off suited out here in the shed, but we might move it somewhere else. But it's okay there for the time being. As you can see, we have our cow and calf in there. Then we have our pile of sticks. Tom was supposed to come down with a log splitter. Maybe he said next week that he'd be coming down with us to cut up that timber. We have our JCB Loadall, the Land Rover 3 Series, and then the 482. In the workshop, we have our 5612 Massey Ferguson. As you can see in front of us, we're just fitting on a new weight. We're just making sure it fits okay, and then we're going to go paint it in the same Ferguson grey. Out here, as you can see, this is the main thing. Here, Massey Ferguson 16. We're just renting this low loader trailer, as we're going to bring something off that we need to move out of the farm. We're going to bring it down to our friend's shop, who's going to work on it, as he has a bit of use for it. So we're going to exchange lending it for him fixing it up first. So that's more on that later. As you can see, the cows have just got all their silage. Same in the big beef shed over there. We've our Nutfield, we have our Leyland 200. She's here on the dye feeder. As you see out in the field, we have our tanker, then our Fleming muck spreader, then our other muck spreader. Got the PTO housing fixed on that. And then we have our other roller. Then we have our 465 Nutfield with our scraper. So inside the shed here, you can see the herd of yearlings. They're doing well. There's our silage as well. So what we moving with this? Well, I'll show you. So we're actually moving this old loading shovel. Yeah, it's been parked out the back here for about two years now. We bought it to do up. Does have a good engine, but just has a bit of hydraulic problems. But it still does work. Just it's not. We were going to use it for like pushing up the pit and that sort of stuff. But once we got a buck rake and a good tractor, we're okay. But just before we bought the Massey Ferguson 16 loader tractor, so but she left out here for a while. She's all right mechanically, but well, almost. The engine is pretty okay, except a few little jobs needs to be done with it. Needs a good servicing for a start. Some of the rams are leaking, so they're not great for hydraulics. So that's why we're kind of towing it. We're not going to be starting it up, because if we do, it will just she'll just start leaking oil. But we are going to have to start her up to put it up onto the transporter. It's going to be a bit awkward, but we're going to pull it out of this lane as we can't really get the low loader trailer into it, swing it in. So we're going to pull it out with the Leyland and 482, and we're just going to drag it up the yard to the transporter. So yeah. So as you can see here, we have our 482. She's just pulling along the Challenger. She's doing a good job. Luckily enough, with the way we're pulling it, it's keeping the loader or the blade up off the ground. One of the setbacks with this machine also is the fact the bucket can't be interchanged. But our friend has a few parts and bits and pieces, buckets and stuff that we might be able to use. Yeah, hopefully we might see it back at some stage once he gets around to working on it. But it's good to get it out of the way, as it is a bit of an obstacle when you're going down that lane. You can't really you have to kind of go around it. So yeah, we're just going to lower down the ramps and yeah, get her up onto the transporter. So we're just taking the chain off, as it's a bit of a bulky thing to try and get up. So we're just going to push it from behind with the JCB load all and get her up onto the transporter. So she's finally up. She just fits on the transporter, so that's the main thing. So we're just chained up there at the front and also on the back. So yeah guys, right, on to Tom's farm. So here at Tom's farm, not much has changed. He has his 3050 parked up again. As he said last week, he's going to get a log splitter. Hopefully he's looking at Zoombid to see if he can find one on an auction farm site, and hopefully he'll pick up something good for a reasonable price. He has his 2 horses out there in the field. They'll soon be coming in when the weather really goes changing, but they're not doing too bad now. His sheep are doing well too. They're happy enough inside. He got a new duck there not too long ago. He named it Mallard. Mallard is the type of duck, and it's named after the fastest steam locomotive in the world. So as well, yeah, that's Mallard, because he has a bit of blue in his neck. So Mallard, the steam engine or steam train is blue as well. So yeah, something nice. Anyway, that's what's going on Tom's farm. And so the old loaded shovel, that's going to go off. We're just going to use our Massey Ferguson to bring it along. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of Stratton Top Farm, guys. Yeah, we've good 20 episodes alongside this one, so yeah, that makes 21. It's going really well. Also guys, one last thing, as you can see here, built a new shed. If you want to, I've just made a video. I'll make a clickable link just up here on how I build this shed. So and all the rundown of how just tips and tricks when I'm making my sheds, tips that can apply to any shed, not just this one. And then also I'll hopefully have a video out this week, a short video on the whole process of this particular shed. So yeah, that's what's coming up this week. Also guys, I just want to give a shout out to Philip's Farm. It's a very small channel, but he has some very good videos on the farm and stuff like that in real life. So definitely go over to his channel, give him a few subs, and yeah, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.